You know, in all of my years of playing video games, I have played a lot of story-driven, narrative-driven games, just with great stories, great twists, great characters, and of course, great writing. The writing is really the main backbone of all of that. You know, anything from the big picture stuff, like the overall plot points of the game, to smaller details like the dialogue and banter between characters. That's all the writing itself, and you know, stupid me, I never actually think about that, I never acknowledge it. Like when I finish a game that just had unbelievable storytelling, I really don't ever think about the writers themselves. I'll give you an example. Mass Effect is one of the best series I've ever played. Absolutely phenomenal storytelling, and yet when I finished all three of those games, I kind of just said, like, you know, good for BioWare, or, you know, just BioWare as a whole is really good. I think of the voice actors too, like, oh wow, Seth Green and Martin Sheen did a great job. And, I mean, of course, yes, they did, but I don't think about the writing, the backbone of all of it. I never think, wow, good job to the writers, they just created an unbelievable masterpiece of a story. Yeah, this is definitely an overall issue. I'm sure it's not just me that has kind of this struggle with giving people the proper credit, and this is exactly what was highlighted in a New York Times article that was actually just released today, where they interviewed a man by the name of Jon Ingold. Now, he is an author from the UK, and notably, he is the co-founder of a game studio called Inkle. They are an indie studio that has been around since 2011, and it does look like they create mainly story-driven games. Notably, recently they have released games like Heaven's Vault, Overboard, and a Highland Song. So in this interview that was released today, Jon talked a lot about storytelling, about script writing for video games, and how this overall is really a craft. You know, it is an art style at the end of the day. And he said it's kind of gone unappreciated, or at the very least maybe misunderstood these days. Essentially, he makes the point that really good video game writing these days seems to be viewed more as a lone by itself sort of spark of genius rather than a craft to be studied. You know, just like training as an athlete or playing a musical instrument, this is kind of no different, according to Jon, and I think this is just a great point. So he says, in theater, the way you move around a stage creates drama and tension and flow, and that is deliberate and it's chosen, and writing does that. Sentences do that, words do that, they have a momentum and rhythm, but nobody talks about this stuff. Those are his words, and yeah, I agree. Like I said, I don't acknowledge it like I should, and I know I'm not alone. Now, the article talks about how a lot of games these days that are bigger in popularity might not really have any storytelling. These are games like Fortnite or Roblox, Minecraft, Call of Duty multiplayer, you know, there's really no writing in that, which is totally fine, but when there is a story-driven game, there's writing in it. So I just think this article by itself was pretty cool, and it kind of gave me more of a self-awareness, I guess, that the games that I have enjoyed very much in the past could not have been possible without writing, without storytelling. At the end of the day, a lot of these games that are story-driven are really just books that you can play. You know, you would never read a book that you really enjoyed and not give credit to the author. So I think it's a great point to be made that you can say the same about video games.